Theories of IR or theories of international relations, they are also called approaches to study international politics as well. Uh, the theories of international politics or international relations, or the approaches of international relations or international politics, means those techniques and the criteria that are employed by different political scientists to study the global politics. Over the years and of late, scholars have tried to build up certain theories of international relations. Till very recent times, scholars study international politics as it is and paid no attention to the problem of politics as it ought to be. They conceived international relations as a generalized picture of international scene and did not build up theories to explain the behavior of international politics. However, in recent past, scholars have developed theories under the impact of behavioral sciences to build theories. Now they develop different techniques to study the global politics. Before we will move to theories or approaches of international politics, let's have some brief understanding of what does approaches or theories mean. According to Wenon Van Dyke, an approach consists of criteria of selection. That is, the criteria involved in selecting the problems or questions to consider and in selecting the data to bring to bear. So the approach consists of those standards for governing the inclusion and exclusion of data for academic study. So they are the standard rules for inclusion and exclusion of data, and an approach can mean also mean that it means a specific angle or standpoint to explain any issue. Hadley Bull divided the study of global politics or the approaches of global politics into two main theories that we'll discuss now. The Hadley Bull divided the study of global politics into two categories, or the technique of study of global politics into two categories, that are the classical, that is the classical approach, and scientific approach. Classical approach was the system adopted till the mid of 20th century. Even though at present certain writers also subscribe to this approach, these writers made descriptive analysis of international relations. The main objective of the classical approach is to analyze current international problem and to speculate on these sources and outcomes of various policy alternatives for specific states or for international organizations. So in simple words, we can say that the classical approach is the normative, qualitative, and value judgment approach. There are various variants of classical approach like historical approach, institutional approach, philosophical approach, and legal approach. But broadly speaking, the classical approach have two main variants. They are idealist and realist. The realists believe that the politics is the game of power. All states are not fair with each other. They don't have good faith to their neighbor, their friend state. So they are always trying to destroy other. So to protect oneself, all states should acquire power, and if they will acquire power, they could keep peace for themselves and to others as well. That's the version of realists. And idealists create an ideal situation where the states are peace loving and by nature they don't fight. So they create an ideal situation of the global politics. And the scientific approach was developed after Second World War, when the study of global politics was done on the basis of behavioral sciences. When the behavior science was involved in study of global politics, a new technique or new approach of the study of global politics emerged that's called the scientific approach. or scientific or behavioral approach for the study of international politics. And the scientific approach put more emphasis on the behavior of people or the system of study rather than the content of the study. There are basically two main variants of scientific approach: the system theory and decision making theory. The systems theory says that there is a system in international relations, the nation or the states being its parts involved in the process of interactions, and through this the global system or the global politics is done. So the system theory or the supporters of the system theory say that there is a global system, there is an international system where all nations are part of that system and they act according to a specific system. And this is so you can understand the global politics by understanding the global political system. While the next scientific approach is the decision-making approach. Uh, the decision-making approach is the theoretical explanation of behavior of actors in international politics. They said that on the basis of decision-making analysis, they try to find out as to why and how do actors behave. Thank you for joining. Take care. Goodbye.